Light is Britain's far-right conspiracy theory paper spreading hate and vicious lies. No, that's what the BBC say. The Light is the only national newspaper bringing you the real news and informed opinion on what's really going on today. You can subscribe, order copies, submit articles, and read back issues on our website, thelightpaper.co.uk, and see for yourself why the establishment are so worried about the uncensored truth getting out to people every month. The Light Paper. Not far right, just right so far. thelightpaper.co.uk.
Scene script. Have you ever pondered the idea of financial independence and early retirement? The notion of not having to clock in at 9 or wrestle with the daily grind? Imagine a life where you're not shackled by financial obligations or a demanding job. It's not an impossible dream, but a reality for those who embrace the FIRE movement. That's financial independence, retire early. Consider the tale of Jane, a woman in her early 30s. Jane was an ordinary person living an ordinary life. She had a 9-to-5 job, a mortgage, car payments, and a lifestyle that was comfortable but hardly extravagant. And like most people, she dreamed of a life where she didn't have to worry about money. Jane decided to make a change. She began by cutting back on non-essential expenses, saving as much of her income as possible. She invested wisely, focusing on assets that generated passive income that didn't require her to trade time for money. Slowly but surely, Jane began to build her financial independence. She was still working, but she was no longer living paycheck to paycheck. She had a safety net, a cushion that gave her the freedom to make choices based on what she wanted, not what she needed. Fast forward 10 years, Jane, now in her early 40s, had achieved her goal. She was financially independent. She had enough passive income to cover her living expenses, and she no longer needed to work to survive. She was free to retire early, to spend her time as she pleased. Jane's story may seem extraordinary, but it's not unique. It's the story of anyone who has embraced the principles of the FIRE movement. It's a tale of discipline, of sacrifice, and of a relentless pursuit of financial independence. To summarize, the key points discussed today revolve around the idea of financial independence and early retirement. It requires discipline and sacrifice, cutting back on non-essential expenses and saving as much as possible. It involves investing wisely, focusing on assets that generate passive income. But most importantly, it requires a change in mindset. It's about seeing money not as a means to buy things, but as a tool to buy freedom. It's about understanding the true value of time and the freedom that comes with not having to trade it for money. This is the essence of the FIRE movement. It's not just about retiring early, it's about achieving financial independence, about gaining the freedom to live life on your own terms. Like Jane, you too can embrace the principles of the FIRE movement and embark on a journey towards financial independence and early retirement. After all, the only thing standing between you and your financial freedom is you.
Ever wondered how much you'd need to save to achieve financial independence? The answer lies within the mathematics of a concept known as FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. The most essential number in your journey to financial independence is calculated by multiplying your annual spend by 25. Notice the emphasis on annual spend, not annual income. This calculation is based on the principle that you need £300 invested for every pound you wish to spend each month in passive income. Hence, your FIRE number is also your monthly spend times 300. This mathematical principle is founded on the 4% safe withdrawal rate, as defined by financial advisor William Bengen. He proposed this rate after analyzing the S&P 500, which typically produces an average of better than 10% growth per year when studied over a period of approximately 30 years. Bengen considered factors such as inflation and market volatility. After studying previous market activity, he concluded that a 4% rate of withdrawal per year would provide for a 30-year sustainable portfolio in the vast majority of cases. So to paint a clearer picture, if your monthly spend is £1,000, then your target for financial independence is 300 times 1,000, or £300,000. Alternatively, if your annual spend is £12,000, your financial independence target is 25 times 12,000, which also equates to £300,000. The first step in planning your financial independence, therefore, lies in understanding your monthly and yearly expenditure. Without this knowledge, it is impossible to take further strides towards your financial freedom. In summary, the mathematics of FIRE revolves around the principle of multiplying your annual spend by 25 or your monthly spend by 300 based on the 4% safe withdrawal rate. Knowing your monthly and annual spend is crucial in determining the amount you need to save to achieve financial independence. Armed with this knowledge, you can then plan your journey towards financial freedom. Remember, the journey to financial independence is not a sprint, but a marathon. Embrace the mathematics of FIRE and take the first step towards your financial independence today.
Good morning, guys. It is just about 8 a.m. on Monday, the 9th of March 2026, and we're coming up to 4 years on our 8-year FIRE journey, FIRE experiment. Not quite there yet, and just having a look at the markets before things reset. The last figure at close was down 1.5%. Current market price sitting at 95.70. The portfolio value 31,500. Return on investment 29%, and 330 shares in the market at a purchase price of 74.18. So the market has just opened and it has shot downwards by the look of things there. I think initially I'm pretty sure I saw a figure of 2.8% negative. That has sort of roughly halved in the second or two after that, currently sitting down about 1.3%. But it is very early days. Before we go much further, let me just draw your attention to Monzo.
I want a bank that makes money easy.
That sounds perfectly reasonable.
And you are?
We're a bank called Monzo.
Oh.
I want a bank that shows me what I spend instantly.
No problem, just give us a go. See?
Can you make splitting bills easy?
Super easy, check this out.
But it's a real faff to sign up.
It takes less than 10 minutes.
Race you.
You're on.
Can I talk to a real person 24/7?
Of course.
Even now?
Yep.
Even now?
Anytime.
Can you tell me when I'm running a little low on cash?
We certainly can.
Cool. Can I afford these?
You certainly can't, sorry. Can't afford that either.
That's a real shame.
Not really. Time's up, how'd you get on?
It's a draw. Can you help me save for my next holiday?
Oh, how about you set up a savings pot in the Monzo app called Barbados, baby?
Thanks for listening, Monzo.
We're all ears.
We can go now.
Rude. You make Monzo Monzo.
Okay, so there are affiliate links in the description for Monzo as well as Smarty Mobile. Those are both companies that I use myself and I'm very happy with. So if you use those affiliate links, you'll get something out of it, and so will I. Sometimes the terms vary slightly, so I'm just going to say read the terms and conditions if you really want to know all the ins and outs. Okay, and now that we've done that, let's just have a quick look at the notifications, see what is mentioned there. Very little actually. So biggest stocks before earnings: Fuel Cell Energy, Zim Integrated Shipping Services, SharpLink, 3D Systems, and Beta Technologies. Then we have a note about daylight saving time starting in the US on Sunday, the 8th of March. So from session opening on Monday the 9th of March until session close on Friday the 27th of March, the trading hours of the following markets will be shifted back by 1 hour, so that's going to affect the US and Canada. I think that's from a UK perspective, up until British summertime kicks in, and then at that point everything will be back in harmony again, if that makes sense. So that's the notifications. Let's go ahead and do this week's investment. So if you are a regular viewer to the channel, you'll know that each week I invest £120 into the S&P 500 exchange traded fund. We are using the Trading 212 practice platform here, and it's the Vanguard version of the exchange traded fund that we're going to be buying. At the current market price, that's going to buy us roughly 1.27 shares. I buy on the open market. There's no commission with it, although this is a practice platform, but I think even in the real platform I don't think there's really any commission as such. I think it's maybe more profits made on the buy and sell price. Let's send it through and see what we get. So that is actually taking a little minute to give us execution. I think that's actually the longest I have seen on the practice platform for that. Normally it happens instantaneously, and you wouldn't even think that there had been any delay whatsoever. Let's hit the OK button, you never know. So there is a notification bell lit up here. Let me just click on that to see. Okay, so it has actually gone ahead and executed, and it looks as if the notification was simply delayed displaying. So we bought 1.27 shares for $94.45 per share. If we look down at the main figures, that means that the portfolio value now is sitting at 31,290, down slightly from before the open, I believe, simply because of the fact that the market has opened in a downward direction. The return on investment nevertheless remains at 27%. And we now have 331 shares in the market with an average purchase price of $74.26. And guys, that's going to conclude the broadcast for today. If you are a regular viewer to the channel, you'll know that I stream weekly. Usually, I think it's fair to say, usually in around the start of the week. But I do try to keep it to roughly on a weekly basis. It's not always possible to do it to the exact day, but as close as possible. That's what I attempt to do, and by and large we seem to manage it. So with that said, as I say, I'll be back next week with more. I would invite you to join me at that time. If you want to know when that is, subscribe to the channel, and if you particularly enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up. But other than that, that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you next week.
Woke up one morning, saw the world in a new light. No more 9 to 5, I'm living my own fight. I got a plan that's simple, a number game to play. It's the freedom that I'm chasing, I'm walking away. They said it's impossible, just a dream so far, but I've learned to count the cost. Now I'm driving my own car. I don't need a mansion, don't need a fancy name. I've got peace of mind and I'm free from the daily grind shame. It's not magic, it's maths, it's a clear-cut path. Building wealth day by day, it's all about the craft. I've got my numbers straight, my future's looking bright. No more working for a paycheck, I'm free to take flight. It's not magic, it's maths, it's the way I live. Financial freedom's waiting, with all that I can give. I cut back on the clutter, I got my spending in check, investing in my future, no time for regret. The years go by faster, my money is working too. I got a plan that's steady and it's seeing me through. They said I couldn't do it, said it wouldn't last, but I'm retiring early, leaving all that stress in the past. I'm building my empire, brick by brick. The math's all adding up and it's working real quick. It's not magic, it's math, it's a clear-cut path. Building wealth day by day, it's all about the craft. I've got my numbers straight, my future's looking bright. No more working for a paycheck, I'm free to take flight. It's not magic, it's math, it's the way I live. Financial freedom's waiting, with all that I can give. It's the power of the numbers, that's where I stand. I'm taking control and I got the upper hand. No more chasing time, no more chasing fear. With the maths in my favor, my dream is crystal clear. It's not magic, it's maths, it's a clear-cut path. Building wealth day by day, it's all about the craft. I've got my numbers straight, my future's looking bright. No more working for a paycheck, I'm free to take flight. It's not magic, it's maths, it's the way I live. Financial freedom's waiting, with all that I can give. So head to the future, here's to the plan. Financial freedom, it's all in my head. It's not magic, it's maths, and it's mine to take. A life of freedom, no more decisions to make.